My video for May the 1st, 2018 is entitled Mayday, Mayday. This is what I got when I did a search. Quote, Mayday or Mayday usually refers to Mayday, a distress signal. Mayday is a traditional spring festival held on or around May 1st. Mayday or International Workers' Day, end quote. I was actually looking for the distress signal. Yes, like many truth seekers, I keep getting reports of imminent change. The demonic criminals who have been running roughshod over human rights for millennia are supposedly being taken out with ET help. At one time, I actually believed a loving God was going to intervene and stop the madness. While I would really like to see positive changes for humanity, I am no longer willing to push the hopium. It has come down to a, quote, seeing is believing, end quote, time in my life. Actually, it's even more than just seeing. I want to start experiencing the life I've envisioned since childhood. I want to see the demons being taken out and their cheerleaders being arrested and prosecuted under natural law. What they've done to others needs to happen to them personally. Finally, the great allower in the sky needs to stop making excuses. Isn't it time to begin experiencing heaven on earth? Yeah, I hesitated with this video even after writing the blurb and everything, and I'm recording later in the day than I usually do because I wanted to do more pondering and meditating on the subject, which of course I've done, although I don't know that I'm any clearer now than I was when I wrote the blurb and the title. Initially, I just wrote the title and the quotation. So the blurb actually followed a little bit later than that. But in any case, folks, I have been, like many others, wrestling for a long time with the dilemma in which we as humans find ourselves. A dilemma that shows the Pope and so-called royal families and the so-called elite establishment getting away with horrific crimes against humanity as being exposed by the International Common Law Court of Justice in The Hague. I wish that court, even though they've already found certain individuals, including the Pope, guilty, and many political leaders as well, they have found guilty, I'd like to see those things actually have an effect on the perpetrators of the crimes. Will that ever happen? As I said, I'm tired of hoping. I mean, I was hoping that by 2012, we would see the kingdom of heaven manifested on earth. Of course, that time came and went, and still here, 6 years later, we haven't seen the changes that were promised a long, long, long time ago in the Bible and in other places as well. What we've seen is we've seen the Jews, the name Jew, claimed by people that have no Semitic heritage at all. They're the Ashkenazis, and they were the ones that wrote the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which is a fictional work that they created. When I say it's fictional, they made it up. It's not something that was of divine intervention, and I don't know that any of our, quote, divinely inspired books and writings are actually inspired. All of them have been manipulated to some degree or another, although perhaps all of them do contain elements of truth, otherwise they could never get away with it. They have to put something out that resonates with the deepest aspects of our conscious being. Otherwise, it would have no credibility whatsoever. So they have to put things in it that sound true to the average person, like do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Well, if we were to do unto others as we want others to do unto us, we would be holding those that do terrible things to others and doing that to them. I am not advocating violence, but I am advocating justice, whatever that means. And I don't mean it's just us. I mean recompense for horrible crimes against humanity, terrible sins that have been committed against the most innocent of human beings, but truthfully against the entire human family. And it has been going on generationally for a very, very long time, going back thousands of years. It's not just the current Rothschilds and Rockefellers and the elite establishment that we're dealing with now. Many of them are probably just high-paid actors that are pushing the dark agenda forward. Behind the dark agenda, apparently, are fallen angels or demons or whatever you want to call the Luciferians. And some say Lucifer is of the light. Well, it's a fake light. It's a demonic light. It's not a true light. It's not about love. It's about conquest. And we need to stop the conquest of humanity, don't we? When are we going to be able to stand on our own 2 feet and have the support we need to overcome the deep-seated wickedness that pervades human culture? When are we going to be able to stop the child sacrifices? When are we going to be able to stop the rape and mutilation and the drinking of blood and the eating of human flesh by these demonic beasts that hold political power? When is that picture going to be reversed? Mayday, Mayday. It's a sign of distress. The earth is probably in more jeopardy right now than it's ever been in our history, because more people have awakened to the reality that I'm telling you about, that those that we claim or that we see as leaders are not decent people. They do not have an agenda to uplift all of us. They only have an agenda to control us. They see us as slaves. We are the ones that feed their dark inclinations. We are the ones that keep them going, and we need to stop keeping them going. And somehow we need to get the help we need. As I said, God is the allower in the sky. That's what I referred to him as in the blurb. Why does God allow such travesty? Some people say because of free will. Well, they, the ones that rule, do not allow free will unless it's the free will that supports their agenda. They don't want anybody to come forward and support a different agenda, an agenda based on truth, and an agenda based on love, an agenda based on actually caring for those who are born with less. Something has been inverted in human culture, and it happened a long time ago before any of us were born. But it continues even in the 21st century. And I'm tired. I want it to stop. I want justice to be finally performed, done for the benefit of all of us who really want to get along, who really want to help one another, who really want to know the truth beyond our various religions, to know the truth that love is something that is stronger than fear. But of course, the agenda of the dark is to keep generating as much fear as possible because they feed off of fear. These are things that we need to wake up to, and we need to have someone hold those that are perpetrators responsible for the horrendous crimes against humanity. Thank you for listening, and namaste.